Welcome into the final regular season edition of Football Frenzy. I'm Rachel Liebert. He's AJ Feldman.
A big night with the playoffs on deck. In Class A, we've got 5 teams competing for 3 spots in the playoffs. And in both of our largest classes, showdowns to determine the top seed.
And we start our night at the top of the Class A standings. Undefeated Canandaigua visiting East, where both teams saved their best for last. Well, AJ, we talk about thrillers a lot, but this one really was thrilling all the way down to the final seconds. Gray Wolves down 14-0 early, but they come storming back in the second. Trey Camella punches it in, brings it 14-14. East answers. Jeremiah Tucker keeps it for the score, makes it even 21-21. 5 minutes to go in the third. Handoff to Camella through traffic, breaks a tackle, finds the hole right up the middle, and he takes this one all the way to the end zone. Gray Wolves back out front, 28-21. Eagles respond. Tyler Benjamin to Damari Green, moving toward the sideline, but he's not done. He cuts back inside, takes it 50 yards to the house, ties it up 28-28. Fourth quarter, Benjamin on the move. He puts it up to Kelvin Shepard for the perfect pass, and what a catch. Eagles back in front, 35-28. Fourth quarter, Tucker with the ball, breaks loose, and he is gone. Extends the East lead, 42-28. 4 minutes remaining. Willoughby looking for Sam Clark. He drops it in. Touchdown, Gray Wolves close the gap, 42-35. East with a chance to ice the game on 4th and 1, but Canandaigua gets the stop. They take over with a minute to play. 1 second remaining. A final chance for the Gray Wolves. Willoughby looking towards the end zone. Jalen Melton breaks up the pass. East holds off Canandaigua 42-35.
What a game. Big crowd for the Battle of Webster. Thomas and Schroeder, winner makes the Class A playoffs. Loser likely goes home. First drive of the second half, Titans down 13-zip. On 4th down, Levi Kulik to Tyler Estelle, the first down into the red zone. But later on the drive, Titans 3rd and goal from the 15. Kulik trying to make something happen, heaves it to the end zone, but it's the other team, Tyler Washington, there for the pick to keep them off the board. Warriors didn't take long to march 80 yards, just 2 plays in fact. Daniel Hilfiger slings it over to Aiden Stevens, ahead of Steeman. Well, you're not catching him. 44 yards for the score. Schroeder goes up 20-0, and after a Titans punt, Hilfiger to Daniel Guelli. Schroeder wins 41-7. They are in. Thomas playing the waiting game. Brockport, with their season on the line, a win gets them into the playoffs as they host Arcadia. First drive on 0 for the Blue Devils. Landon Scott lets it roll deep down the field. Eze Ode, 37-yard touchdown. It's 7-zip. Blue Devils force a punt. First play of the ensuing drive, they're playing the hits. Scott goes long to O'Day. Oh yes, this one from 54 yards. Brockport up 14-zip just like that. Still in the first, the give to Braden Scatia. They were running tough all game long, dishing out punishment. They could taste the playoffs. Brockport gets the win, 41-14. They are on to the postseason.
With the Thomas loss, Victor stays alive. They would need to beat undefeated Brighton to make the playoffs. Scoreless in the first. Brighton going for it on 4th down, but Andrew Goodell and a host of Blue Devils get the stop. Still no score in the second, but Gavin Parks, he's going to change that. He has the 2-yard score, 122 yards total on the game. Later in the quarter, Bruins threatening again, and they're going to give it to Grady Hopkins. He's going to keep it himself, actually. He scampers his way 23 yards for the touchdown all the way to the end zone. Brighton stays perfect with the 14-0 win. The final Class A spot will be decided tomorrow. If Athena beats Wilson, they're in. If not, Thomas sneaks into the final spot. And Fairport and McQuade, they're both 6-1, battling for the top seed in Class AA. Fairport up 24-21, 2 minutes to go in the third. Pass goes up, and it's picked off by Xavier Cox, but McQuade can't turn it into any points. Red Raiders get the ball. Sam Roselli keeps it. He faked me out on that play, and he dances down the sideline all the way to the end zone. His second rushing touchdown of the night. Fairport goes up 31-21. The defense, they do the rest. Jonathan Russell with the coverage on this one. Red Raiders hold off the Knights for the victory.
Let's go to Class C. Arcadia looking to secure the top seed, hosting Leroy. First drive of the game, Leroy runs it down the Bombers' throats. Jude Sherman caps off the 8-minute drive with the score. Rivals go up 7-0. Bombers answer. Ben Newman thinks about the run but says, let's just toss over to my running back. C.D. Sneed in for the score. That makes it 7-6. Leroy, well, they run a lot, but facing 3rd and long, they go to the air. Brady McClurg to Peter Clark finds his fam down the field. They turn that into a score and take a 14-6 lead. ERG trying to respond, 4th and 1. Sneed barrels his way in. A lot of offense. Bombers win 42-29. ERG enters the playoffs as the 1 seed with a 7-game winning streak.
And finally, back to Class A, 6-1 Arcadia hosting Gates. Chilai scoreless in the first. Tayden McBurry rolls right. He flicks it over to Eric Torres in for the touchdown. Arcadia up 8-0. Ensuing kickoff, Amir Davis takes it for the Spartans, busts it out to the sidelines, follows his blockers, makes a man miss, and goes 86 yards all the way to the house. That made it an 8-7 game. But the rest of the night, it was all Arcadia. Cam Freeman takes this one up the sideline. He's going to find his way to the end zone for the score. Arcadia wins 60-20, their 2nd time reaching 50 points this season. Coming up after the break, it's Game 1 of the World Series.
We'll have the latest from LA, but first, here's some more Section 5 scores.
Coming up next week, it's the playoffs. 6 bricks on the line from AA down to 8-man. We'll have you covered every step of the way.
The Class AA and Single A brackets, they are loaded. We should have some fantastic matchups next week, and those pairings, well, they'll all be decided tomorrow.
That's right, the fun isn't over just yet. Tomorrow, Athena plays for their postseason lives. They'll take on Wilson in a winner-go-home scenario.
The Thomas Titans hoping for a good result to get them into the playoffs. Plus, the soccer sectionals, they are at the quarterfinals. We'll have some highlights as well from some girls action. Those matchups on News 8 at 11. For Rachel Liebert, I'm AJ Feldman. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next week for the playoffs.